All right, hello everyone. My sister is the 6th recipient of Red Corner benefit. One thing is that when she was 14 months old, she was diagnosed with high-risk leukemia, and this amazing benefit helped us in that time. So I just want to say thank you, first of all, to Tammy, Kevin, everybody who helped while Skylar was going through chemo. And second of all, Skylar is almost 6 years out of treatment. And once a year she goes to the CHOP Survival Clinic now. A few things she's been doing in her free time. She just picked up skateboarding, which I never thought she would ever do. She's a slime addict, which is, I guess, okay. Yeah, pretty much. And most of all, she is student council for her school, and she's a part of the safety patrol. So she's been getting a lot done in her free time. Yeah, that pretty much covers everything. Once again, thanks to everyone that came out today. Yeah.
Maureen, did you just come from the styling salon?
The new RCB look.
Yeah.
Wet and wild.
I'm sorry, could you say that into the microphone?
No.
Here you go.
Benefit for children.
All right, well, here's the microphone anyway.
Oh, dear God. So, I'm not a public speaker, so I just want to bear with me, please. I had a lot of anxiety about coming up here because I'm here to talk about Wendy, which I'm not. It's actually pronounced Wendy. That was pretty good, I think. So I'm the Pennsylvania sister. I'm the sister you never wanted but loved to have. That's what I used to tell Wendy. I've had the honor of having Tammy and Wendy in my life for many years. And we lost our sister a couple years ago to colon cancer. And Wendy was the heart and soul of Red Corner Benefit. So she was there on the front lines from day one. And she had the honor and privilege of being with Lisa, her best friend, who was her right-hand lady to help navigate this. My brother came to me one day and said, "So, hey, do you want to have a benefit?" And I was like, "What for?" And that's some of the origins of which some of you may know, so I won't be, go on about that right now. But anyway, it was all started many, many years ago, and Wendy was on the front lines with all of us to make this day come to fruition. So we could never do this without all of you. It's the families, and I know this is about pediatric cancer, but cancer affects so many of us in so many ways, and we never thought we would be standing here today without our Wendy. She was an amazing light, a beautiful soul, an incredible person, and she was the calm of the benefit. And I know Kyle talked about her earlier, but it was actually kind of hysterical because we would run around, us Pennsylvanians, like crazy, trying to prepare for this benefit, and Wendy and Lisa would fly in from California, and they'd be like, "What the heck's going on here?" And they would just sweep in. They were the calm. They were the presence. And they made this day amazing. So I just ask all of you to remember every person who fights every day. This has been a really hard year and a half, 2 years for many, many, many people. And thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for being here. And thank you all for your resiliency. Because we will come back year after year, because we are Red Corner, and long may we run.
Hi, everybody. So I was elected to give the update on Ellie, who we are all here for today. Ellie is not here today well, for lots of reasons. One, because the weather's horrible. Two, because she just got out of the hospital on Monday from her stem cell transplant. So she's keeping a distance from everybody. But Ellie is a younger sister to Marina, who is 7, and she's a big sister to twin babies, Cora and Gemma. She's a sweet, oh God, she's so sweet. This sweet, sweet little girl. I have notes because I don't know all, and bear with me trying to pronounce this. So Ellie was born with a tumor on her tailbone, a sacrococcygeal teratoma. Give me a round of applause for that. Thank you. The doctors did tell her mom, Missy, and her dad, Greg, that these types of tumors are generally benign, and they didn't remove it. Unfortunately, this tumor became malignant. So Ellie is 2 years old. They were floored by this diagnosis of cancer. She had 2 preemie babies. So this family is amazing, and they need so much help. The tumor did metastasize. A recent CT scan at CHOP showed 10 spots in her lungs. The doctors at CHOP performed a biopsy to confirm the diagnosis and stage of her cancer, then put a port into her small body for chemo treatments. She just had her stem cell transplant. She gets 1 week of a break, and then she heads back to CHOP in Philly. She needs 2 more stem cell transplants. If you've been a member of Red Corner or you've been coming from day one, you know how important your support to this family is. This family is of almost all of the families needs your support more than anything. It's unfortunate that COVID has ravaged our world, our country, and has put us in this place where we can't have this huge benefit that we've had in previous years to make the money to support these families. God, why am I crying? So this family just needs so much support, not only financially. They need love. They need positive vibes. They need prayers if you pray. They need everything that you can possibly give to them. This weather is unfortunate. We were hoping for a bigger turnout, but there are still ways to support this family. Put it on your Facebook page. Put it out there. Have people donate that aren't here. Tell them, please, this family needs your help. They are a wonderful, loving, loving family. We're sad that they couldn't be here. They were here last night, and we did get to see them, and they are fantastic. So put it out there. They need your support. This is Red Corner Benefit. This is what we do. Long may we run.
I don't like talking. But I just got to throw one more out there. Along with my sister, we lost another heart and soul of our crew, Brandon Biddle. Shane, come up here. Tam's trying to pass the buck here. We really miss Brandon. He was an integral part. And I'll tell you a short story. When we first saw Brandon, he had dreads. He was sunburnt from his job. Let's just say he looked a little rough. And he came up one day, and Kev and I didn't even know him. And he rolls up, and sometimes during benefit time, there's so many people, and we get so exhausted, and we're kind of almost like tag team, like, who gets that one? You know, and Brandon rolled up, and Kev and I went up to him, and he was like, I've got a painting for you. And he had done this painting, and he donated it to the raffle. And ultimately, my moral of the story is do not judge a book by its cover, because he was one of the most caring, giving, wonderful people, and he was integral to this benefit. And we really miss him. So that's all I want to say. So in honor of Bran, whoopah!
This thing's still on. Okay. One last thing before we get back to benefit mode is our beloved Clementine, Clemberger. And I am going to say something about her because anybody that knows my brother and knows my sister-in-law, Tam, you know about Clemberger. And very sadly, we lost her, unfortunately. She was amazing. Spirit dog, bulldog, amazing person. So, you know, everybody just needs to give a moment and give it up for Clementine because she was amazing. And long may she run.
Hello.
Just kidding. Have fun, everybody.
I am Stephanie Hughes. I am mom to all these great people here. And our beautiful rock star, Lexi Bailey. She was the second RCB recipient. Lexi was 4 years old when she was diagnosed with stage 4 neuroblastoma, and she fought for 6 years, 4 relapses, in and out of the hospitals, you know, everything and that all these kids endure, and she always smiled, and she was always happy, and she was our little rock star because she was on the stage at her benefit singing with the microphone, being the rock star. And I'm so proud of her sister for being up here tonight too and singing. She did such a great job. It's really hard for us to think that it'll be 10 years that Lexi passed away this November. It's hard to, when you've lived 10 years with your child and then you learn to live another 10 without. We just know that she's always with us. And we know that when we're here, she is with us all the time. And we know that we're going to come back full swing next year and kick butt, and Love for Lexi tent is just going to be bigger and better. And she's just going to just keep smiling. The one thing I want to say is, you know, don't ever feel bad to bring up a loved one's loss. Whether you ask about it's a child or a loss, and, you know, I think people always are so scared or afraid to say, I'm sorry, I don't want you to talk about it. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about Lexi, who lived for 10 years and who loved life and, you know, is still making an impact today, almost 10 years later after her death. So please ask, what was her favorite color? It was purple. Who was her favorite artist? It was Mumford & Sons and Michael Jackson, and our family has been through hell and back, and, you know, I can finally, I think, really talk about her, and I can still smile, and I don't cry, because it's all about still remembering her and bringing her with us every day. Thank you.
All right, if we can give a round of applause, I've got Melissa, and she's going to tell us about Jackson.
Oh, sure. Thank you. Thanks, Brookie. Appreciate you. Hi, everyone. My name is Melissa, and I am a mama to Jackson Thomas Radcliffe. He's right here. My better half, Kayla, is taking care of some family business at the house, so it's just me today. You know, I thought about what I should say in this type of update, and so I figured most of you might not have really known Jackson or might not be familiar with his story, so I figured I would just share a little bit about him so that you do know something about my son, Jackson. So Jackie was the year 10 recipient here at Red Corner Benefit, and unfortunately what that means is he was a kid with cancer, but he was so much more than that. Jackson was born on July 31st of 2016. He was the first child for me and my wife. And he was just, man, he was an old soul. He was so cool. He was just wise beyond his years. He was silly, loving, kind, caring, just so empathetic. And he was our everything. He was our person. Jackson was diagnosed when he was 18 months old with acute myeloid leukemia and fought battled, however you want to look at it, his disease for a year and a half. The type of leukemia that he had was fast growing, so it was super aggressive, and it required very toxic chemotherapy to try to save him. But chemotherapy wasn't enough, and he went through 2 bone marrow transplants and then relapsed in January of 2019. The 5 to 6 months that we had left with him, really everything that we threw at it was for him, not to him. But it was all Hail Mary attempts to try to save his life. And then in July of 2019, his leukemia just took off. It just blasted off, and it was too much for his little body. And so he passed on July 12th of 2019, just 3 weeks shy of his 3rd birthday. But he really was super cool. He loved tractors, he loved trucks, he just had a very matured palate for his age at 2 years old. A lot of the things that he liked, we loved, like Into the Spider-Verse, the movie, the Lego movies. Cars was his favorite movie, that and Trolls. He loved superheroes. His favorite superhero was Captain America, Iron Man, or Spider-Man, depending on the day. His favorite color was red, but he was just our world. Since Jackson passed, we started a fund at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, because it's primarily where he received his treatment. Most of Jackson's treatment was inpatient, so he lived out of a hospital for about 1.5 years of his life. But we want to give back, and we know that there's so much more to do on the research front. So the fund is dedicated to raising money to battle cancer and to help support the oncology families down at CHOP. So we've been able to raise $16,000 to support research. And there's so much more that we want to do, but yeah, we also did a toy drive in his memory, 500 toys split between CHOP and the pediatric the Lehigh Valley Children's Hospital. And I can tell you, Jackson received plenty of those toys and absolutely loved them when he was in treatment, so I'm sure it went a long way for those kids. I guess the last thing I would say is we also welcomed our 2nd son in this last year, Jackson's little brother, Hudson. Total opposite. He's a brute. Jackie was a sweetheart. Not that he's not a sweetheart, but gosh, he keeps us on our toes. But we wouldn't have it any other way. We did talk to Jackie about growing our family. Kayla and I love being parents. It's honestly the best thing. It was honestly the best thing, and we talked to Jackson. We were like, hey, buddy, it had to have been like a month before he passed away, and we're like, hey, what are your thoughts on having a little brother or little sister? Yeah, me have one. And, oh, okay, cool, man. So like Lily Piper? Yes, like Lily Piper. And so he knew that that he was going to one day be a big brother, and he's the best big brother. Since he was diagnosed in February of 2018, there's been no new treatments. So a kid who unfortunately would get the same sort of diagnosis as Jackson has the same chance. And that to me is just unacceptable. It is, these are our children, and I don't want anyone to ever have to feel the way that I feel every single day, or the way that these kids have to battle, because it's just not right. We're talking about kids. So with that being said, we're going to continue to march on, keep fighting for him, and just thank you for showing up today and loving on Ellie and everybody else here. So thank you.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very, very special surprise. Introducing this year's Red Corner benefit recipient, Ellie. Miss Ellie here had to come on stage and show herself. I think we could get an Ellie chant going. Can we go, Ellie, 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 Ellie. All right. We're all so happy to support you, baby girl.
We got Cora and Gemma and Marina, the sisters. Okay. Wait, we got twin baby girls here, and I got to look at them. Let me see. We'll do a contest. That's Cora. That's Gemma. Am I right? I think so. All right, I'm right. This is Cora and Gemma, and this is Marina, her 7-year-old big sister. So, welcome everyone. Here's Dad, Greg. Yeah. I'm sure Mama's in the house. I'm just not sure where Melissa is right now. So we just wanted to let you all get it, to say hello to her. All right. Everybody enjoy the fireworks.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
Say thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that's my baby girl. Say thank you.
Thank you.
We love you guys. Hand it over, babes.
Thank you, Miss Ellie. It's so beautiful to meet you. And welcome, on behalf of all of us, to the Red Corner Benefit family. It's a great family to be a part of after being adopted like 8 years ago or something. They can't get rid of us. It's awesome.
trouble melts like lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dream that you did to, oh why can't I? Oh, someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And the dreams that you dare to, why, oh why can't I? One of these days, I'm gonna sit down and write a long letter to all the good friends I've known. And I'm gonna try to thank them all for the good times together. Though so apart, we've grown. One of these days, I'm gonna sit down and write a long letter to all the good friends I've known. One of these days, one of these days, one of these days, and it won't be long. I'm gonna thank that old country fiddler and all those rough boys who played that rock and roll. I never tried to burn any bridges, though I know I let some good things go. One of these days, I'm gonna sit down and write a long letter to all the good friends I've known. One of these days, one of these days, one of these days, and it won't be long. It won't be long. It won't be long. It won't be long. From down in Ellie, all the way to Nashville, New York City, to my Canadian prairie home. My friends are scattered like leaves from an old maple. Some are weak, some are strong. One of these days I'm gonna sit down and write a long letter to all the good friends I've known. One of these days, one of these days, one of these days, and it won't be long, it won't be long. One of these days, one of these days, one of these days, and it won't be long, it won't be long. One of these days.
It's empty in the valley of your heart. The sun, it rises slowly as you walk away from all the fears and all the faults you've left behind. The harvest left no food for you to eat. You cannibal, you meat eater, you see. But I have seen the same, I know the shame in your defeat. But I will hold on hope, and I won't let you choke on the noose around your neck. And I'll find strength in pain, and I will change my ways. I'll know my name as it's cold again. Other things to fill my time. You take what is yours and I'll take mine. Now let me at the truth which will refresh my broken mind. So tie me to a post and block my ears. I can see widows and orphans through my tears, and know my call despite my faults and despite my growing fears. But I come out of your cave, walking on your hands, and see the world hanging upside down. You can understand dependence when you know their maker's land. So make your sirens call and sing all you want. I will not hear what you have to say, 'cause I